Update 13 is upon us in Rise of Civilizations, and man, oh man, this update is a juicy one. Let's look through it together, shall we? Hey there, YouTube! Welcome back to the Gekko. Another day, another video for you guys. And this is the first time we actually opened Facebook to look at an update note thing because there's a lot to talk about, and in the in-game message, they couldn't show tables and things like that that are at the bottom of this thing, which I'll show you. If you guys want to read through this yourselves, link in the description, as well as links to download the game if you guys want to check it out and come play with me. Before we start, though, I just wanted to mention one thing to you guys, and that is that I'm super thankful and very, very grateful for all your continuous support and feedback. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback about things that I've done, a lot of negative feedback about things that you guys didn't like. I am trying to communicate and connect with you guys more. So you guys are seeing I started trying to figure out how to use those Facebook posts, the YouTube posts. I mean, I do post on Facebook as well. I do post on Instagram and on Twitter. Link in the description. I'm all day on Twitter and on Instagram for sure. So if you guys follow me there, message me there, you'll definitely get a reply from me. It's just one of those things where as I grow as a YouTuber and as we grow as a community, I want to know what you guys like. I want to know what you guys don't like and what you guys do appreciate and you don't appreciate. And it helps me grow as well. I will make mistakes. I have made mistakes. I will make mistakes. And I'm glad that some of you guys stepped up and said, listen, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. And you know, it is hard to get negative feedback, but I do and I did learn and grow out of it. So thank you guys very, very much. Let's get this going. We're about a minute into the video or something like that, and we haven't even started talking about these updates, okay? So let's go. I'm not going to read through everything. We're going to go briefly through most of it. And again, in the description down below, you'll have a link to read this if you really want to. That's pretty much, you know, we started off with the Christmas event. We prepared plenty of exciting Christmas events to keep up governors busy this holiday season. That's an interesting first statement because up to now, the holiday events were just a 7-day with a bunch of things in there, which weren't really like, you could get them done in a few hours, you could spread it through the day, but it wasn't something that'll keep you super busy. What they mentioned here is that you can defeat Christmas thieves, recover Santa's lost presents, decorate your tree, and send special Christmas gifts to your allies. That's a pretty cool thing. I hope that they found a way to improve that type of event where you have like 7 days, 100 things you got to get done, like they did in the past. I don't think it was a mistake, but in the first event they had, the Halloween event, it didn't really pay out to do all 100. I ended up doing like 97 on the, the Thanksgiving event, and it really worked out well. They added those commander sculptures, and I was a little bit upset I didn't get another 3, but oh well, you know. This time we'll try to get the 100 done. The other thing that they added here, obviously, is that you'll have a chance to earn a special limited edition Christmas theme and a decorative structure. Just like in Thanksgiving when we got the turkey, you can get, and the skin, you can get here another skin and another decorative structure, probably a tree. This is most likely going to be a archer attack skin, as the other 2 ones are infantry and cavalry. So, yeah, it is what it is. What I didn't mention to you guys, by the way, is that I'm a little bit sick. So if I sound different, I can't do anything about that. Let's go for the second thing in here, which is the New Year's event. The winds of change are blowing and fresh start for a new year. Governors will be able to set off fireworks and claim an abundant rewards. Information about these will be posted in the city bulletin board. So it is a little bit difficult as a game creator or as a content creator that is based just like this on these types of events when 2 of them are very, very close. When you have Christmas and then about a week after New Year's Eve, it's a little bit, and your developers want to go on holiday, you know, and all these things, it's a little bit hard to really get everything together. So it's important that they said we already have this in mind and we will post more information on the city bulletin. It's awesome to see that they're starting to use it more and more. So we can expect this as well, which is very cool. New Karak ceremony bosses. These bosses are pretty much, you know, the more your kingdom grows, you get more and more Karak events. The more Karak events you get, you're going to go up in levels of the Karak ceremony bosses. Now, I haven't seen any of those bosses yet because my alliance kind of been killing them when I was asleep. Not that big of a deal. It is what it is. So they're announcing a new ceremony boss. It's pretty cool. In my case, in a lot of other kingdoms' case, we're at our 3rd event. while some kingdoms are just starting right now their first or second event. So this just lets us know that there is progression to this event. Now here is where the juice starts. Game feature adjustments in response to recent player feedback. Before we even dive into this, I really want to give Rise of Civilization a big shout out for making changes based on feedback from players. The last change they made, which was a big game-changing event, wasn't very well accepted by us because it nerfed a very useful commander. But you guys can see that what they're doing is they're consistently listening. They're consistently trying to get the game better and trying to balance things out. So the fact that they got this feedback and adjusted the things they did is cool. I think it's really, really cool. I think it says a lot about the company behind the game. And even though some things might annoy you and you don't like and you do like and things like that, remember that the fact that they're actually trying and making changes based on things that they see that can improve the game is a lot more than most companies do that run these types of games. So they adjusted the bonuses for Britain, France, Spain, Japan, and China, and they increased the bonus effects for France, China, Japan, and Korea. And this is why we're on Facebook, because we want to see these beautiful tables that they added on Facebook and figure out what changed. So as of right now, the changes are that Britain from now on has 5% troop training speed, which it previously had wood gathering. Really cool stuff, because honestly, wood gathering is not a reason to be part of a civilization. I think, I don't know. It makes Britain super OP and one of my favorite civilizations, and we will see that civilization very soon. There's a little snippet to what's coming. France troop health went up by 1%, and they changed stone gathering for wood. They also increased 10% on the healing speed, which is also pretty cool. It made France very interesting in terms of health of the troops. Spain has experience from neutral units going up by 10% rather than gold gathering, and resource production overall up by 20% instead of troop load. So I kind of like the troop load. I think the troop load is very useful if you're a gatherer, which most of us are. So resource production up by 20% for 10% troop load, I think is not a good thing for Spain. I think that Spain is one of the civilizations that actually got nerfed over, like buffed a little bit. At least that's my opinion. What do you guys think? I want to hear from you guys. As I mentioned earlier, I love your feedback. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these changes, whether you agree, disagree, or how would you make these changes. China got another % defense, action point recovery instead of resource production, and building speed up by 3%. China definitely got a buff. Resource production is kind of useless. We all know that the only reason we use the production is for that daily quest where you just click on them and you get the daily quest, and that's that. You don't get that many resources out of that. So the fact that they changed it for action point recovery by another 5% is super useful. Action points are very, very useful to get a bunch of things, including getting events done by killing barbarians and rallying and stuff like that. You can rally more. By killing barbarians and things like that, you can get more resources. You can get more everything. So it's overall a buff on China as well. The building speed, another 3%, is super useful. Japan's troop attack went up by 1%, and gathering speed instead of troop training capacity. So this one is the one out of them that I am a little bit not sure whether it's a buff or not. I think it's kind of like it stayed in the same area, and it was a horizontal change rather than a vertical change, where gathering speed 5% is super useful, but troop training capacity is also pretty good. And if you're trying to push out some more troops, I think that the 5% gathering speed is better. So maybe it is a buff, and including the 1% extra troop attack, it probably is a buff. But I don't know. I don't know really what to think about this side of the table. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. And the 1% troop attack is always welcome. Korea, the hospital capacity increased by 5% from 10 to 15, and research speed up by 3% and not 2%. So this was a clear buff, okay? This was a clear, hey, this is what this civilization does. It'll just do it better. Another 5% hospital capacity, another 1% research speed. Overall, I think the big winner is Britain. I think the big winner is definitely Britain. I think that China got a nice little buff. I think that Spain actually lost here out of all of them. Spain is the loser, unfortunately. I think that France saw a little bit of an increase on the things it does, and it switched from stone to wood. And that is a debuff, I guess, because stone takes longer to gather than wood. So that would be a debuff, but an extra 1% health and healing speed 10% makes up for it. That's what I think. I think these are awesome and welcome changes. And I like the fact that they're also going to give us a civilization change token in which we will be able to test things out. We will also provide each governor with a civilization change item to test out the changes. This is super useful because, you know, you might be able to, well, you might want to save this for a future situation where you want to change your civilization rather than keep it right now. This is a 10,000 gem item. It is awesome that they're actually giving it to us as part of the changes. It goes to show again that they're doing their best to ensure that if we make changes, they make changes we don't like, we have an ability to swap things around. The next thing that changed was the hospital and storehouse capacity adjustments. There's not that much to talk about here. You guys can see the numbers right there. It's pretty much, it just kind of like made the jumps a little bit bigger and smaller in certain areas. So in here we had a jump of 30,000 and it became a 40. But in here what we had is a million jump previously, which is now only a 500,000. It adds more capacity, which means it's easier for us to salvage troops and resources at a lower level. And that is in the storehouse from level 5 on, it increased pretty nicely. There is an increase, a very good increase. At level 8, it's already 50,000 resources more. And the same thing goes for the hospital, which after level 8, you're already jumping by another 1,000. So previously, you'd have at level 10, 12,000, and now you have 14. That's a pretty big change considering you'll have at some point 4 different hospitals, which if you put them, let's say at level 15, there is a difference of 6,000 troops times 4. That is 24,000 troops extra that you get to save. That's a very, very cool and welcome change, which also helps all of the free-to-play players who were smacked by big guys. Now they can save a little more troops. I think that's a great and very welcome change. So awesome stuff right there. The final changes are resource costs for tier 5 troops reduced by 20%. Now, we'll get back to that in a little bit, okay? Because that's the one beef I have here. Don't hide UI in map view option is added to the settings. So now you can move around through the map in the map view. It won't just hide the UI. Rise of Civilizations, for the love of God, I beg of you, add a button where I can hide the UI if I'm standing still so I can record without all the border. I want to catch more action. Let me hide the UI if I want to. Please, please, I beg of you. Without having to move around. If I'm standing still and I click the button, UI goes away. Please, 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 please. I'm begging of you, do it. Please. Added notifications when a new city theme is obtained. I don't know really why that's useful. Let's go back to point C right there. Decrease of resource cost by 20% for tier 5s. Tier 5s are something that really only the top tier payers of the game get. It costs a lot to get there. It's super hard to get there. I can understand why you're trying to appeal a little bit to the spenders who have already spent so much money to get there, and now they can barely train any tier 5s because they cost so much. But at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of like, it feels like to a certain extent, it'll make things harder for the lower players, the free-to-play players, if the not only the free-to-play players, also the moderate spenders and the small spenders like myself. It'll be super hard to actually be able to keep up. In the Mightiest Governor, for example, which I can show you right now going on, we have a situation where the guy who is leading the Mightiest Governor is at 19 million points, and he got 17.7 million in the training troops event, which all it was, I think it was 177,000 tier 5s like that. So it's impossible to, there's no way to beat him because he keeps just doing this. Shout out to Zul, man. Zul's a nice guy, I guess. I've never talked to him, but I got nothing against him. He just keeps doing this. And also Shin did the same thing kind of with like 9 million points of tier 5. So, you know, it is what it is, but I don't know. I'm not too big of a fan of like decreasing the resource amount it takes for tier 5s, but oh well, you can't only appeal to the free-to-play players. It is the money spenders that make this game go around and grow and improve and be what it is. So it is what it is, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I don't really have anything bad to say against them. You know, the tier 5 things is a little annoying, but other than that, it's really cool to see the player feedback, the changes that they're making for the lower tier free-to-play, small spenders and things like that. So I think it's really, really cool. I love the fact that the game is evolving so much. We've seen 3 or 4 updates in the last like 2 months, which is really, really cool. Congratulations to the game and to you guys. Let me know what you guys think again in the comment section down below. I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here. Again, thank you guys very much for all your continuous support and feedback. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you don't like it, make sure you hit the dislike button. But also let me know why you dislike it. If you just hit the dislike and go away, I'll never know why. So comments down below. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all in the description as well. As I said previously, I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much. And until the next time, peace.